Okay, I hope you enjoyed the quick little tour. This is the dilemma that I have right now. I'm going to take refuge in that cabin tonight.
Open air outdoors.
And I got a fish on. I have no idea what I got here. Oh, I got a bass. Okay. Well, we're off to a good start. Come here. Oh, good one, too. Good one, good one, good one. Okay, let's see the first fish of the day. Not a bad looking bass. My name is Mark, this is Open Air Outdoors, and this is the outdoors. I just paddled through a lake, did a portage, and now I'm on to a second lake. I've never been here. Let's go explore it. Let's see what we can find out here. We know there's bass. Okay, I got another bass on the line. Oh, maybe he let go. He was just a little guy. Yeah, he let go. He jumped out of the water over there, so he let go and he jumped, which is good. He's just a little guy. And then I got a couple of hits too, but they didn't latch onto the lure, so they're obviously just little guys. But I'm having a little bit of trouble because I'm trying to get some distance on this lake, and I'm forever stopping and reeling up a fish. I shouldn't complain because sometimes you go fishing and you just can't catch a break. So far I've caught 4 or 5, maybe 6. I haven't been really keeping track, but I'm not showing everything on the camera because there's a lot of little guys here. Nonetheless, I'm quite happy for a lake that I've never been on. There's some action here today, and I'm going to take it. Another little guy. They are a lot of fun though. Whereas those little guys, there's big guys. Trapline cabin. I always stop and look at old cabins, and I know many of you love it when I do that because my most viewed video is trappers' cabins. Now I'm paddling around, I'm catching fish, I'm losing fish, but I thought I'd stop in here when I saw this cabin, be a good place to stop and have my lunch. It's it's around 1:30 in the afternoon. I paddled hard all day. It's nice to stretch my legs. This was a perfect spot for me to do that. So while I'm here stretching my legs and I've had a bite to eat, let's grab that camera and have a quick look back there. I've already been out there. I took a quick look around, so I know it's a trapper's cabin because, well, the person's name is painted on one of his canoes that's over here. So obviously we're going to be respectful because this is an operating cabin. Operating in the sense that it's not left to deteriorate or whatever. It looks like nobody's been here in a long time, which makes sense because trappers usually don't operate too much in the summertime. There's not a whole lot of fur harvesting activity during that time of year. But let's take a camera, we'll have a quick look around, and we won't disturb anything because we want to be respectful, right? Even though this is Crown land, I have to point that out. I'm not trespassing. This cabin is here by government permit because the person that operates out of here is a registered trapper. So this is not private property. This is Crown land, so anybody can come here. Okay, let's grab that camera. Let's go for a quick walk. I mean, this is in the middle of nowhere. I paddled 2 lakes to get here, and obviously portage in between, so it's a little bit removed. And these cabins are usually crudely built because it's a lot of work to get materials in here. So it's not like you can have yourself stuff delivered, buy a bunch of lumber from Home Depot and have a truck delivered. So when you have to haul your materials in, you usually make do with what you got. Now I'm not going to go over all the outbuildings. I'm going to just pan here. So over my shoulder, there's a shed there. There's a makeshift sauna in there. And then there's an outhouse off to that direction. And they are hooked up with hydro. They have a generator. They got electrical lines running around. So obviously they're running whoever's operating on it here. He's got a generator to get some hydro. And let's have another look at the little cabin there. And you'll see the door's not locked. Actually, hang on here. Let me turn the camera around. See, the door is held in with the rock. There's no lock, no nothing. There's not even any locks there. Let's have a quick look. Got a propane stove. That's a nice commodity to have here in the middle of the woods. There's the wood stove. There's the view out the window. This is very typical. In these backwoods, these cabins are never locked. And they're never locked so that if you're out here and you're stuck out here or you need to, you can use this cabin. These trappers that operate out of these cabins, they don't leave anything of value behind, but it usually is fully stocked. Like without looking into the cupboards, I can guarantee you there's pots and pans and cups, and there's probably a jar of coffee in there somewhere in those cupboards, right? And the doors are not locked. If you need to use it, you can use it. Of course, you want to be respectful, and I think it's safe to say that pretty much everybody is respectful. There's a very tiny percentage of individuals out there who would vandalize this place. This is built on Crown land. It's still somebody is fur harvesting from this location. Alright, let's take a quick look outside. We'll do a little walk around the cabin, and then we'll hit that water and go catch some more fish. That rock might hold that door closed, but not if a bear came around, I assure you. If there's a bear that came around here and wanted to get in there, and that bear would get in there, that rock ain't gonna do much. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the quick little tour. Let's go hit that water and do some more fishing and do some late season bass. Another bass for sure. It jumped. Very indicative of smallmouth bass. They'll jump out of the water. This one's got a little bit more oomph to him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's a nicer one. Am I gonna net him? Wow. Oh, he's strong. There we go. A little bit better. Hey, what do you think, Misty? A little bit better? Yeah? Let's put him back. Alright, let's keep doing that. Bass. I'm thinking it's going to be bass all day long, but... Oh, he's coming after me. There we go. He started swimming towards me. Another good one. Oh yeah. Not bad at all. These are about like the bigger ones I caught earlier. Like the other bigger ones that I caught. Put on the show. This one's got good fight. I don't think he's all that big, but he's got good fight in him. No, he's not. He's actually quite not big at all. Oh, I see why. Ha, I got him hooked in the back. Okay. Alright, let's bring him out. Oh, he's not as big as I thought he was. He fought like a bigger fish. Alright, let's do this again. So I brought everything with me to do a fish fry. I came prepared for that. I got a little bit of food. I had my food for the day, and I brought some extra food. And yeah, I brought everything for a fish fry. And I certainly could have had one by now. But quite honestly, I haven't caught a bass that was really big enough. There was a few. If I would have kept a couple of them, I'd be all right. But I'm still chasing after that bigger one. There's no shortage of action out here. Let's keep fishing. Oh, he's a nicer one. He's okay. Here, little guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so I dispatched this one, and I'm going to explain why, because he's not like, hang on here, you get tangled up on shore. So I dispatched that fish, even though he's not very big. I've caught bigger today. I'm going to continue to fish, and I'm going to catch 2-3 of these little guys, and I'm going to cook them up for supper. And this is the dilemma that I have right now. I'm on this lake. It's a backcountry lake. I've never been here, and it took a long time for me. Well, it took long enough for me to get in here. So I had to drive out here. I paddled across one lake. I did a portage, double carry portage, and I'm at the very north end of this lake, and I spent so much time fishing. I caught so much fish out here today, playing around with all this fishing, and I stopped and looked at that cabin. I lost track of the time. So if I was to take off right now, put everything away and paddle, and really paddle hard and make it to the south end of this lake where the portage is, I could potentially make it to the other side of the portage before dark, but highly unlikely, which means no matter what, I'll be paddling in the total darkness on the other lake, and it's all overcast. It's gonna get dark early. So I've been contemplating and what I'm gonna do here, and I've decided that I'm going to utilize that trapper's cabin as a refuge tonight. So I do have a little bit of food with me. I'm going to continue fishing. If I can catch a few more of these fish, I'll have a fish fry tonight. I have some coffee with me. Like I said, I came here prepared for a fish fry, so I do have some food with me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take refuge in that cabin tonight. So let's keep fishing, and we'll work with that plan. Up there. So obviously I'm in the cabin. I made it in. I'm settled in, and it's getting to be evening. The camera doesn't show it. The camera always shows things a lot brighter than what they are. And I'm sitting in front of the window, so I got good lighting right now. It's a good time to do a little update. So I got sent a message out with the satellite communicator. All is good. I'm settled in, and I got my fish is sitting on the counter, And although this cabin is fully stocked, everything is in here, I'm going to utilize my own pots, my own pan. I brought a frying pan, right, because I was hoping to make a fish fry out here in these woods today. So I got food and I got everything I need to do that. So I'm going to utilize my own gear. And I'm going to start on supper very soon because I am very tired and I am very hungry. And although my timing was terrible to get out of these woods here today, my timing was good to make it back to this cabin because it is actually raining right now. So we're gonna have fish and bannock, and my backup food, I got some coffee and some tea. Have some of that later on after supper. And I do have a breakfast as well, actually. A Mountain House granola. I may have that. We'll see that. We'll see about tomorrow. So I have a few things to eat. I got my cooking oil. And I have my trusty little frying pan. Let's get cooking. I have with me a rope candle. Don't use it very often, but it does come in handy at times, and this is one of those times. So while I'm sitting here in a trapper's cabin, I was pondering my day and how it went and how fortunate I was to find this place and be able to utilize it. But I thought about another video. I have a video that's titled Abandoned Trapper's Cabin Exploration. A video where I found an abandoned trapper's cabin deep in the bush. And I thought I'd take this time sitting here in this trapper's cabin to go over some of the comments that came out of that video. At the time of this video, that video, which I'll put a card at the end of this video if you want to go see it. A lot of people really like that video. It's sitting around somewhere around 34,000 views. That's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people out there that have misconceptions on what trappers' cabins are and what they're all about. The word abandoned, I had to give the video a title, and I called it abandoned. And boy, does that word ever get some people fired up. By definition, that cabin was abandoned. In that video, one thing that I didn't show is the outhouse. And the outhouse was completely collapsed with inches thick of pine needle and duff and moss and everything. A true testament that a cabin truly was fell out of use years and years ago. Some of the comments, for example, I had somebody leave me a comment saying the cabin belonged to nomadic people, and I had to chuckle because in Ontario here there are no nomadic people. It was a trapper's cabin. There was a tag on the door that said so. A registered number was visible, plain and simple. Other individuals said stuff like, you should be looking for guns and money in there. And I have to chuckle because trappers don't necessarily bring money with them to their cabins in the wood. What are you going to do with money out here? Truly, what are you going to do with money? And the gun thing, here in Canada we have very strict gun regulations, and it is illegal to leave a gun in a cabin in the woods. Your firearm has to stay with you. You can bring it with you to do your business, whether it be fur harvesting or hunting. But once you leave and go home, that firearm has to come with you. It has to be in a locked case at your residence. These are Canadian gun laws. And some were a little bit rude, people saying that I should be thrown in jail because I'm trespassing and all these kinds of things, when in reality it's Crown land, and as a Canadian citizen I have every right to be on Crown land. These cabins are here by government permit. That's why usually they're not locked. These are not private property in the sense that somebody's paying taxes on this thing. And when I was cooking supper earlier, I noticed there was a popcorn tin on the wall. You know, the ones where you shake over top of a fire. And it was all black, and I thought, oh, that's strange. It's supposed to be silver aluminum foil, right? So I took it down and I looked at it. And the best before date on that package was 1989. So it's a little bit of a testament of how old this cabin is. And trappers, they don't trap for eternity. They give up their trap lines. They get old, they fall out of use, they just don't have the time for it anymore, multitudes of reasons, and their trap line is then issued to another trapper who's waiting for that opportunity to take over a trap line. This cabin may have been built by the previous trapper of this area, maybe 2 trappers ago, who knows. In any case, I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'm going to sip a little bit of whiskey and maybe play a game of solitaire on my phone and just enjoy the night. And tomorrow morning we're going to paddle out of here and head home. Fortunately for me, I have my satellite communicator, so everybody knows that I'm well and I'm taken care of and I'm not in any trouble, and tomorrow we'll be back to normal. Okay, when I'm all loaded up, I'm shoving off, and thank you, little cabin. We'll see if we can beat the rain. 100% humidity. I still have fog lifting off the top of the forest. Yeah, quite fortunate. But there's no panic today. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I was a little bit stressed because when I realized how late in the day it was. And that's why I always carried a few essential things with me. One of them is a Canadian military poncho. I've featured it before on the channel. It's a poncho that turns into a small tarp. And one of the reasons why I always carry that poncho, number one, for the rain if I get caught, right? But if I ever get caught in the woods where I can't make it out, I can have a very fast shelter. I can shelter myself. It's a little tarp, right? So I'm glad I didn't have to bust that out and tuck into the woods and be crude about it.